we put up a story asking questions to your followers, and we got so many questions. So let me start with the questions like, all right, this is really basic, but what is your favorite flower?
My favorite flower is not that basic because it's really difficult. I mean, I always say, and my all-time favorite is perhaps hydrangea, because hydrangea is it's big, it's beautiful, so many different colors, options. I love the different nuances through the different seasons of hydrangea. So yeah, if I have to say one, then it's hydrangea.
ブーケを作るのにお花をバランスよく選ぶのが苦手です。コツはありますか？
ブーケはいいブーケをバランスがあるブーケを作るのが一番難しい、ものなので、まずその同じぐらい雰囲気の花、例えばすごい賑やかなこう縦線があるようなブーケでそれなりなお花、ユリだったりとかアルストロメリアだったりとか、まずその花の形、どういう表現のブーケを作りたいかどうかによってまず自分に質問して、賑やかなブーケ作りたい、それからそういうまとまったブーケ作りたい、どういったものを作りたいかどうか第一、その後で花選びに入るっていうような、感じですね。
じゃあニコライさん、人生がうまくいく3つの秘訣を教えてください。
これ本当にフォロワーから来た質問ですか？それからジョージとタツが作った質問どっち？
一応本当に来たやつです。
あ、そう。まあ先でつながると思うんですけど、やっぱりパッションが大事と思います。その Follow your heart ね、自分のこう心をよく聞いて Guts feeling っていうのを、聞くのはとても大事です。それから一生懸命やってプラス周りをよく読み上げるとっていう3つのが大事かなと思います。
What does your ideal weekend look like?
My ideal weekend is being off in Hakone, just enjoying the nature. If it's good weather, just basically just listen to the birds, watch the greenery, do as little as possible while looking at books or going through my iPad with all sorts of inspirational content. That's my ideal weekend.
How about what food could you not live without?
If you asked me 20 years ago, I said I couldn't live without my mother's food, but I've survived now 24 years in Japan, so so what cannot? I think I have learned to live without a lot of things.
毎日欠かさずしていることは何ですか？
朝6時起きて仕事行く前にちょっとこうゆっくりできる時間、外にジョギングランニングをしてもしくはちょっとだけ外に出たりとかっていうのは好きですね。朝、コーヒー飲んでからちょっといろいろ一日のスケジュールをニュースをちょっと見たりで一日が始まるって感じ、最初のその2時間が少しずつ大事になった。前より5年前だともう1時間前起きてすぐ仕事行ってバーってやって帰ってって感じなんだけど、今はその朝一の時間がすごい大切な時間になった。
Rapid fire questions. Alright. Cat or dog?
Dog.
White wine or red wine?
White.
Coffee or tea?
Always coffee.
SUV or a sports car?
In between.
Sweet or salty? Salty.
Sweet.
Mountains or beach?
Mountain.
Music or podcast?
Oh, That's also too difficult. In between.
Spring or autumn?
Autumn.
Text messaging or call?
Call.
Social time or alone time?
Alone time.
Okay, very well.
Did I check the boxes?
Yeah.
Do I win a sports car?
Now you
Win neither. I know, yeah, I was in the middle. I was wondering if I just said sports car, I would have got it.
作品へのインスピレーションはどのように得ていますか？
インテリア、アート、建築、大まかに。元のインスピレーション、大自然です。
What made you get interested in flower arrangement?
I was always around nature. My grandfather had an apple plantation. My father was in the wholesale business of flowers. My mother loved flowers. There was always flowers around. And if it was not flowers, then basically everyone in my father's side was in agriculture. So everything was about being outside, harvesting or doing something. And I was always part of it since I can remember. There was a period of time my mother was sick with cancer for quite a long time, and I lived with my grandparents. And that's a very clear memory for me to live at a place where your whole life is just built up around nature and being around nature and profiting off nature. This was the apple plantation, right? So it's always been like that. So when I first, I didn't know for sure what I wanted. It was not always clear that I wanted to be a florist that has to do with flowers. That was not always clear. But what was clear was that I loved nature and that I loved to be involved with flowers and nature. It was not before, I think around 15, I took an apprenticeship in a flower shop. Immediately it all sort of came together. There was no, from that day on, it was just so simple for me. That was the only thing that really rocked my boat. So it was a great realization. So since that, I've enjoyed it every day.
Any message to your fans?
No, I think it's super exciting that I can share all my my flowers, my ideas, and my creations with you guys. And I hope that if you don't necessarily learn from it, you get inspiration to do maybe other things. Maybe you're not doing flowers, but something completely different. I know for myself that watching other artists doing other things can really inspire me. So it's one of my goals. I think when you worked in one field for so many years, you come to a point where at least many people, including myself, start to enjoy sort of like talking about it, teaching about it, telling your own story. And I think that's definitely where I am right now. So I hope that you will join me from 10 to 100,000 followers and hopefully a lot from there on. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you making flowers next time.